Close the door. Close the door. What am I doing? Nothing. He's.
Hey. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, the #1 grinder, Real Talk. We got a special right here with my brother Bruce. We are introducing former world bantamweight champion, Charlotte's own, Mr. Kelvin Seabrooks, and brother Bruce is with us and everything. I'm the best of the business, one of the best of the business in YouTube. We gonna go on and hit this intro, and we gonna get it on. We're gonna bring back, me and Bruce gonna bring the one and only world bantamweight champion, Mr. Kelvin Seabrooks. So let me hit y'all with this intro, and we gonna get this going. So welcome, champ. Welcome, champ. Welcome, champ.
Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in.
Why don't you play anymore?
Brian Banks was 16 years old when he was accused of a crime he did not commit.
Let me read this out. Just from us as the righteous ones, we are still winners. Just remember, we are still winners. All right, so remember that. Now, the one we gonna bring on the one and only former world bantamweight champion, Charlotte, North Carolina, own the champ himself. Brother Kelvin Seabrooks, we gonna brother Bruce, unmute your mic, and let's welcome the champ.
Welcome, champ. Kelvin Seabrooks, man. I'm a guy who grew up 70s and 80s boxing, bro. The grinder called me, gave me a text about an hour ago, told me you were hopping on. You know, asked me to come on. I said it'd be a pleasure, man. I pulled out a couple of my old ring magazines, man, to reacquaint the people with you know what a great boxer we're talking to today, man. My name is Bruce Goes. I got a channel, Bruce Goes Boxing, Jazz, and More, brother. And it's an honor to be on here with you, man. It really is, man. Pleasure to meet you.
I appreciate that. Honored to have you all.
Yeah. Thank you,
How things,
champ.
how
We
things
doing
going?
We doing all right, champ. We are welcoming you here to the number one grind of real talk with brother Bruce here, and we just want to let you know that we want to give you your flowers right now, and
I
we're going to
appreciate.
interview you. Yeah, you greatly welcome. Anything you want to say?
You know what? I mean, honestly, I've always called myself a people champion, not a world champion, because I realized that God gave me a gift, but the
Hmm.
people make me who I am. You know, so I give all props to them, to the people.
You got it, champ. You the people. That's right. You know you. That's right. You are the people's champion. Yes, you are the champ himself. That's right. People say, "Oh, you sure that is Mr. Kelvin Seabrooks?" Yes, you are the former Bantamweight champion. That's right. That's what you hearing right now. Let's get it going. Right here. Um, you were born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. Now, tell us, Bruce, if there's any question you want to ask before I continue?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things that we can talk about, man, with the champ. You know, like I said, bro. I grew up listening to 70s and 80s boxing, and we didn't get our information on the internet. We got it from from stuff like this.
Right.
We buy them every month, bro. You
Right.
know that, man. And your name was always well mentioned there. This is a KO magazine, man. I don't know how good I am, but you can see the bantamweight ratings. You can
Mhm.
see the IBF bantamweight champ Kelvin Seabrooks in there, man. I mean, it's bro. I mean, you've been all over the world. You defended your titles 4 times, man. Um, when we start talking about boxing, yeah, there's plenty of questions, but if you could tell us a little bit about yourself. A lot of people out there, they were probably born a little bit after me, maybe a little bit after yourself. So maybe we can introduce them to where you're at and how you became the IBF bantamweight champion, brother.
Yeah,
Well,
and
one
also,
thing. Go ahead. I'm
no, go
sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I do want to ask a question. How do you got into boxing?
How did I get in boxing? I had my brothers. I had 4 other brothers and 2 sisters. And my thing was, I was looking at them and watching them go down the wrong road, and it taught me a lot. I learned from them what not to do. Because I had brothers getting going to jail and prison and all that junk. And smoking that junk and drinking and all that, like my dad was. So that wasn't me. I looked at what they were doing, and I said, well, I can't do that. That's not me. So I played little league. I would play little league, police athletic league, little league baseball, and then I would little player of the year for 4 years, and then I went into boxing. It just so happened my baseball coach was a boxer, and so he brought me in, but he was also a police officer. So he brought
Mm.
me in. Yeah, so he became like a godfather to me, and he took me into the boxing world where he was training boxing, and took me out in the amateurs. I went out to the nationals every year for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing in the amateurs, and then they turned me pro. And the first year pro, I was already doing my thing.
Okay.
But mostly what I wanted to do, and I became also a motivational speaker, international. I want to become an international motivational speaker for kids. Because what I believe in, is that I believe in no kids. I always talk to them about staying in school away from drugs, alcohol, and violence, and how to carry themselves. This is where right now I'm working at a school right now that I did with alternative school where kids get put out of regular school, go to an alternative school, and that's almost like the last step. So, and I try to motivate the kids there and try to keep them on the right track because a lot of kids can relate to sports,
Mm-hmm.
but they do anything. So when I put it in the way of if you play baseball, if you play football, somebody go off on you and hit you wrong, are you gonna go off on them? How your man shouldn't be hitting me like that, this and that. Yeah, I said, but thing is, you go off, you may get put out. Say, man, I said the same thing in school. You go off, you get put out of school. You know, there's a consequence behind everything you do. So, and I put it to them like that, to them like that, girl, male and female, that you are in control of your own life right now. You have to make wise decisions. Mom and dad not here for you, right? While you're in school. So it's up to you to know what to do and how to carry yourself.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Got you. Any questions you want to go on, Bruce? Before I ask, go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, just lathering on that, man. When you grew up, with the temptation, growing up, Kelvin, with temptations around every corner. I mean, did you really have to fight to stay on the straight and narrow? Because man, we look at so many fighters, especially in that era, man, the '80s, the early '90s. I mean, it was like drugs were everywhere, and people didn't really.
You're absolutely right. I'm talking about everywhere. It's like and it's like policemen right around the corner waiting on you. You know, and that's why I say that. Yeah, I had to go through that. I mean, I can't. I won't ever say I never smoked pot before because I did. But I also smoked a cigarette or two before too and I did that so that when I tell kids what the effects of it, I know firsthand. I can't tell you what I don't know. So I can see it and I can watch my brothers all day long smoking and drinking and getting high and all that stuff but I don't know how it feels to be that way if I don't do it. So I did it a couple of times just so I know what they're going through. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean you can't tell them if you don't know.
Now, did you see early on some of the guys who wanted to get into boxing but didn't have that discipline to stay off the street, and they could have been world champions. They could have been. I hate to say that they could have been a contender, but did you see a lot of your peers like that who didn't have the determination and the willpower to stay away from that and not succeed?
So the thing is, I had a lot of friends. Well, believe it or not, I'm not gonna say friends. I had a lot of acquaintances that I knew because I don't call too many people friends too fast. I'm a loner, you know.
Hmm.
But I had people that I knew that had a chance to do something who were baseball or whatever, even in boxing, who could have made something of themselves, but they chose to go the wrong route. You see what I mean?
Yeah, brother.
Their friends, going clubbing and all that stuff. They like the street life. They like the world. They want to live in the world to do worldly things. That wasn't me.
That's good. Yeah. So I got a question I want to ask. Is your parents living? Do you have any brothers and sisters, or do you have anybody in the family that also was in boxing?
Well, I have four brothers and two sisters, and my mom died. My dad died.
Mhm.
But I told my mom that's one thing I've excuse me, I'm sorry. But when I talk about my mom, I always tear up. I'm sorry. Um, I told my mom growing up, but when I got into the boxing world, I was 12 years old. And I told my mom before she died, because she died of cancer and ulcers, and I told her that before I retired from boxing, I would buy her a home, you know, and make sure she had somewhere to be. But unfortunately, she died. I still bought the home for her, though, you know,
Mhm.
and which is the home I live in now,
Mhm.
so I kept my word. That was the most important thing to me was keeping my word, becoming the world champion like I told I would do, and buy her a home like I told her I would do. So
Mhm.
that was number one thing. My number one goal was to keep my word with my mom. Excuse me. Yeah. So it's tough. You have ups and downs, whether it be in boxing or even in the world. You know. But it's how you deal with this up to you, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, how about the boxing world? All we hear about is how boxing has changed so much, how it's so crooked now, how it's the dirtiest sport out there, and all these other characters involved in it. Was boxing back in the late '80s and early '90s? Was it tainted like it is today? Did you find any real dirt in there, or was it a cleaner sport?
You know, when you're into it, you really don't see it. But the closer I got to getting out of the boxing world, I started to see things. You know, because I was focusing now on retiring, you know, and not so much of boxing. And what I noticed is that there was so much favoritism, especially like when you go through the amateurs, you have so much favoritism between, you know, coaches or referees or whatever. Like, you know, everybody buddy, and I don't get into that. But I always thought boxing was a sport where you can go to the top and nobody takes sides or whatever. You know? But there was a lot of buddy. There was a big buddy system in the amateurs, and even in the pros. I mean, you know, you have the same thing in the pros, a big buddy system. You know, so it's like I tell you there was I know there was a fight that I fought one time. I forgot who it was with, and I can promise you to God, I won that fight, but they gave it to him, and they knew I won the fight because, and how I know I really won the fight, and the people thought I won the fight because they booed the decision when I'm fighting this guy in his hometown. But when they made the decision of who won the fight, the people booed the decision, and their hometown people.
So, tell us about you with the Golden Gloves and stuff like that. How was that experience with you? You know, fighting U.S. trials and all that.
U.S. Olympic trials, stuff like that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, back then, Bob Sturcombe was the president of the Amateur Boxing Association. And in fact, that fight, I'm gonna tell you for sure how much politics in amateur boxing. That fight, everybody knew I beat Jackie Beard. Remember him?
Oh yeah.
Jackie. Okay, well, Jackie Beard was the big dog then. Everybody knew I beat him. In fact, they booed the decision in the Nationals when I fought him in the Nationals, and I beat him. The people in Vegas at that time, Las Vegas, didn't even know me. And then, you know, I'm sure they heard of him, but they booed the decision when they gave the decision to Jackie because I beat him. Right? Went to the Olympic trials. Same thing happened. Beat him in the Olympic trials. They gave it to him. Now check this out. Come to find out, the reason why they gave Jackie Beard that decision was because he and the president of the Olympic Association was boys. They were buddies. You know, and I mean, I cried, you know, but
Oh
you know,
man. Now, did you find that carried over into the pro division, into the pros also?
yeah,
Did you find
yeah,
some promoters
yeah.
you couldn't trust them, other promoters that you tend to favor, or that you can trust? Was it really like it is today, where I mean, boxing? I mean, Kelvin, if you've been watching it, it's a dirty business out there. Fighters don't want to cross the side of the street. Everybody's fighting for money. Inactivity is killing the sport. Um,
Yeah.
you know, was it? What were there any good guys and bad guys that you'd like to mention out there from back in the day?
Well, you know, I honestly, you know, but like I said, in the amateurs, the president of the Olympic Association was, you know, the buddy thing, you know, and he was buddy with a lot of the coaches, you know, and I think, you know, myself when it comes to having a position like that, you should never get personal with all other coaches, you know,
Oh yeah.
and you know, and the same thing in the pros. You know, I think when it comes down to boxing, it's a business, you know, and so you don't want to become close to all these different people because now your name is going to be on the roster too, one of the cricket people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
No,
man.
not,
You know, it's okay to be, you know, it's okay to be cool. I think, you know, and but you have to also respect the sport. You know what I mean? And respect the other fighters because they're putting their life on the line for you and for the people.
Yeah. So let me.
Without us,
Yeah.
we always feel like without us there'll be no you. You know.
Got you. How long you could be on, champ?
What's that?
How long you could be on?
I can be on for a while.
Okay. So we're gonna do it like this. Within the 30-minute mark, I'm gonna let people know to put in your questions. So I said about we've been on 20 minutes. I said about another 15 minutes. Y'all can put your questions in. Not yet. I'll let you know. So put your questions in about another. I'll let you know about another 15 minutes. We can put the questions in. So you any questions you want the champ to ask, I'll let you know. But there's a question that I want to ask about Orlando Kazak. So
Canazari.
yeah, what you think about that fight? Because I remember I watched that fight.
That was a hell of a fight, man. Both times I think it was a hell of a fight. And truthfully, I could truly say that I think he won the fight. I'm not gonna try to sugarcoat nothing. I think, we both did our best and I think he came out on top both times, you know?
Now that was the fight of the year, 1988. Man, that was an awesome fight. Do you think the fight should have been stopped in the 15th round?
Honestly, I I mean I look at it, I think I'm saying, well, I think maybe they should have stopped it, you know. I mean, I don't know. They're the officials, you know, and I don't think I should have been taking that kind of punishment. And yeah, I think the man should have stopped it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Hey, listen. Another thing I wanted to ask you. You did a lot of traveling. You were a road warrior. People today they talk about that. They've been sabotaged overseas. They've had their fire alarm goes off in the middle of the night. People try to break your training. Bad food. Did you experience any of that when you in your travels?
I've seen people who it happened to at the fight while I was there. I it's because like I said before, I'm a people champion, which means I get along good with people. And I think in the ring about during the time we were boxing, um, I can't really say I saw it for me, because I guess because I was winning when I was overseas, you know. But when I see other fighters who have fought that I felt like they should have won, that went from the different countries like that, and I felt like they should have won that fight. But again, go back to what I said before. There's so much politics in boxing and favoritism in boxing.
Okay. So let me ask you this question, champ. Who was your favorite boxer that you
Growing,
look up?
growing up, Bernard Taylor and Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm. Wow.
Yep. Sugar Ray Leonard, man, he was definitely he was still boxing in your era. Did you ever get to see Sugar Ray Leonard box, champ?
Yes, quite a few times. Like I said, Bernard Taylor and Sugar Ray Leonard, those are my two superstars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, I know the grinder said to wait a second, but seeing as how we're on a roll here, my brother Mad Chad's out there, man. Great guy. He wants to know who's the toughest champ, who's the toughest fighter you ever faced.
I wanted
Orlando Canizales.
I wanted to ask a few more questions though, Bruce. But you
All
can
right,
ask.
all right. I'm sorry, Grinder. Your show, bro. I'm just getting excited being around boxing royalty.
Okay, yeah. You can ask. Go ahead, ask the question. Go ahead, ask the question.
Honestly, Orlando Canizales would probably be my toughest fight.
The first or the second?
Both.
Both. Wars. An honest man.
Both of them were warriors. Both of them was a war.
And also, did you fought in a super bantamweight too, right?
I'm up to super bantamweight too. Yes.
Yeah. How do you enjoy the wars of the super bantamweight?
It was okay. It was okay. A little bit more power. you know,
Oh,
and a little bit more power and more aggressive fighters.
mm.
But I mean, it didn't matter because I'm gonna be who I am, and that's just like I was in the Bantamweight division. I'm gonna be who I am.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know, along with Bruce was asking, I want to ask this question so you let the younger fans know. Tell the younger fire, tell the younger people these days why. Explain to people that because some of them they think, oh, you just become a world champion. So like, tell them the grueling, the mindset, the everything that goes into it, champ.
Right. But I think, honestly, I think in order to get you to the top, you got to first learn how to control self. You know, it's all about self control. And working, being willing to work hard and believe in yourself. Because I came from the streets and everything, and my thing was, like I said, I believed in myself. I didn't mind working hard. You know, and I had a goal that I set. You know,
Mhm.
so. And because of that, and especially like I said, when I made that promise to my mom, I really had to, step up. I put myself in the position after I made that promise to her. I put myself in a high position where I had to really step up and do what I said. So and I think too, a lot of it had to do too with being willing to keep your word because your word is your bond.
Mm.
So
Okay.
go, that's the thing.
Because see, I asked that question, champ, because they are boxers right now. And even Bruce could go into that. They feel that it's all about being on IG, being on social media, but they fail to understand the work on the craft. They don't understand working on the bag and stuff. You work on it. And explain. Besides Bruce, explain why it's so important to keep your craft sharp.
Well, it's very important. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you hear
we
me?
can. Yes.
Okay. My phone acting up. But it's important, to work hard for what you want. Everybody think, if I get into the boxing world or basketball or football, whatever, I'm gonna become the greatest of all times. And that's not so much true, because if you're not willing to put in the time, you're gonna fail anyway. You already failed before you start. So don't get into something that you're not really ready for, you know?
Mhm. Go ahead, brother Bruce.
Oh man, you know what I was going to ask you, champ? Back in the
Right.
day, a lot of fighters were accused of being on cheating drugs, anabolics and diuretics. And today, I mean, it's rampant. We're seeing boxers getting suspended. We're seeing boxers getting caught with hot pee. I mean, it's all over the sport right now. Back in the day, they weren't testing for these things. But did you see boxers using these and getting away with it?
You know what? Honestly, I'm gonna be totally open and honest with you. I was only focused on me. I wasn't focused on no one else. You know?
And it was something that was it whispered in the gym, or did you say, "Oh, he's got to be on something"? I saw him last week. He was 150 pounds. He's 160 pounds now. I mean, was it evident, or like you said, you focused on yourself? Did you just not? It was not mentioned. Was it? Was it
Like I
prevalent?
said,
Or,
but
like it is today?
the thing was, I mean, for me, I'm a team player. You know, and
Mhm.
my thing is, if you're on my boxing team, if we're on the same team, I'm there to support you. But if you're doing the wrong thing, then I'm out of your way. See what I mean? So the folks the people I hung around with at the time, I didn't do drugs because they knew how I was, and
And
then
did you ever fight an opponent?
Huh?
Did you ever fight an opponent that you think might be cheating and might have an unfair advantage over you?
I probably have, but again, I go into the ring focus on pretty boxing. I don't go
Focus
in there
just on
looking for
yourself.
nothing from the other fighter. If you talk that fight dirty, that's you.
Mm-hmm.
But my job was going to do what I was taught. See what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I'm
Well,
taught
looking
the
at it
right
on
way
the
to fight.
outside,
You say,
looking
I'm
at it
sorry.
today, do you think it's too crazy in the sport? Is it out of control?
It is. It is. And I see a lot of fighters are not really fighting now. They're not really when I say they say the game is called boxing, you know. But people go in there, you in there with attitude and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
you make it a fight. Using your head is with gets you through life. And the same thing in boxing, using your head. You know, and what I mean, I think for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody told me I was too nice to be a fighter. you know, I'm the
Mm-hmm.
same way in the ring. You know, I'm a good sportsman. You know, I believe, by being a good sportsman, I can help somebody else become a good sportsman. You don't have to be a bad guy to be a boxer. All boxers are not bad. You have some boxers who have attitude problems. You know, I mean, I had a quick temper at one time when I was growing up, but I went into boxing and played baseball to get me out of it, to get that away from me because I had so much stuff going on in my life as a kid. I'm sleeping in the streets off and on. I'm sleeping in the cars off and on. Because like I said, I had no dad in the house, but I had a dad, but he was alcoholic. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and he wasn't in the house. It was just my mom and six of us. Because my older sister was adopted. So we all had to fend for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's the difference? Because today we see amateurs coming out and turning pros. They're already driving, Mercedes Benz, and they're already driving Lamborghinis. You think there's a difference in the fighters of your day compared to the fighters of today?
I do. I do. I think, a lot of the fighters right now, what I see down here, maybe in the South or whatever, a lot of fighters I see is just too lazy now. They're
Mm-hmm.
lazy, but when they get something, how much later was given to them. You driving your Mercedes Benz or whatever, but that don't mean nothing. Did you earn it? That's really did you really truly earn it?
So let me. I got a question. I got a question, champ.
Yeah, buddy.
Which in boxing, which the things in they should the fighters should work on more to you than
Repeat
when
that
you
again.
which did
Repeat that
which
again.
yeah, I mean which punches which stuff that they need to work on boxing right now that you see.
Um, Probably not working. So there's so much throwing right hands, you know. But in boxing, everything starts with the jab.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I see when it comes to boxing, that's why I said in the fight game now, it's not really they people are lazy, so they want to go there and make a quick dollar and get out. See what I mean? Nobody really is really willing to work hard.
Mm.
Are there any fighters that you see that are there to work hard today that you can shout out?
I really don't know names. No, I don't really, to be honest with you, I don't really watch boxing as much as I should, as much as I used to, because of the fact that, like I said, they're lazy. These are just lazy fighters.
Fact.
Yeah.
Now, next month is going to be 1 year since the passing of the great Marvin Hagler. I mean, to
Right.
me, Marvin was one of the greatest fighters, one of the
I'll
great,
tell
the
you
greatest
something.
middleweights.
Marvin,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
Marvin
Please share
Hagler,
some memories on that.
and man, he was super great. You know what I mean? So when honestly, when you see him, you never saw Marvin get tired. I'm telling you. When you see Marvin, you see a fighter. You know, he comes in to take care of business and he go out. You know,
Okay.
and you know because he work. See Marvin, if people work like Marvin Hagler work, if people work like Sugar Leonard work, if people work like Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, all those guys, Joe Frazier, you know, that was my thing. I knew I had to work like them in order to get to where I got,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only way you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
To be
Yeah, the
honest,
names you just mentioned.
you're gonna
Oh,
get
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Now, the ones in that right now, y'all can just start putting your questions. Y'all can start putting your questions right now. But I do have a question, champ. Is this that um why is um amateur boxers is non-existent right now in the U.S. than was back in the days when you was coming up.
Okay, can you repeat that again to me, please?
I'm
You don't
saying
mind?
I'm gonna say it like this. Now, I mean, when you was coming up, amateur boxing in the USA was popular. You know,
Right,
it kept people off the streets. But
right.
now it's not like that. Why is that?
I, Again, it goes back to what I said before. You have so many lazy fighters. You have so many lazy people, lazy kids. See what I mean? You know, mama giving them everything they want. They had to earn nothing. See what I mean? I mean, even when you go to school, they don't half of them don't want to do schoolwork.
And
You hear
also,
me?
do you think they should put more money into boxing now? Do you feel they should put more money into boxing right now to
But you think about it. I mean, think
going?
about it. Even if you put more money into boxing, right? Even if you put more money into it, kids are lazy. They're still not gonna go for it.
Mm,
So then they don't want nothing.
wow. Wow.
And don't make sense.
Yeah. Make a lot of sense. Yeah.
They don't want nothing. So I mean, so you in the sense you wasting money if you put more money into the boxing world. I mean, even if you build a gym, okay, like here, okay, like let's say, okay, here it is. I made history in Charlotte. I made history. I'm the only athlete to win the world title out of Charlotte, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody say, Superman, you supposed to be in the Hall of Fame or whatever. You should, already. But that's what when they want to do it. They want to do it then when they want to do it. So I tell them, I say, look, the bottom line is, if these people get out here and start working, these kids get out here and start working, then maybe boxing will come back the way it used to be. But they're not trying to put money into boxing because people not boxing like they used to now. They're not really. They're too lazy. They're not trying to work hard. All my life, I worked hard. All my life. It's like and it's like now. I mean, here it is. I'm doing 8 hours at the school doing what I love, working with kids, and then I do security with the school system, yes. But then when I leave the school system, I do another 4 hours outside of school, working with people and
Mm-hmm.
security. See what I mean? So that means a lot to me because I love people.
Mm-hmm.
And I love being around people. And I want to make sure. I mean, even if it's adults, you know, when they see me, they see a person who's positive. See what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Someone who's trying to motivate people. Period, not just the kids, even with the adults. You say certain things on the adults to make
Mm-hmm.
them see themselves. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before I had Bruce ask the question, people, like I said, if you want questions to be asked, put the question in the chat so the champ can answer. Um, and I also notice in boxing right now that there's a lot of fighters that's not in tune with the fans. They don't sign autographs, And I know when you was coming up, it'll make a difference if a person pay big money for the ticket or there's some that haven't. But they always sign autographs, You know, I noticing when you was coming up, I noticed that you love to sign autographs. You know, I
Right.
noticed that. You know, so why is the change right now? Tell
But people forget who make them who they are. You know what I mean?
me. Mm-hmm.
If it went for you, if it went for you paying me, who would I be? You paying me, not not just the people that come into the arena. Well, let's say the people who are coming to the arena are paying me, not the promoter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. This is the champ right there. I want y'all to look at that's the champ. Young champ right there. Young champ. He's still young right now. He's still young right now. He's still young. Brother Bruce, you guys any questions? Let's ask some questions.
All right, man. You know, you were talking about boxers from the past, you know, and man, I'm a lover of some of these guys, and one of my favorites. Yesterday was the anniversary of his beating Sonny Liston, man. You know, Cassius Clay
Right.
at the time, but Muhammad Ali, man, and you know, sometimes I can't. I get so choked up. I'm a Muhammad Ali fanboy, and you have any memories you want to share about the greatest?
You know, with Muhammad Ali, he was a man who, again, as I said, I learned a lot from Ali about how to carry myself with people. Because if you ever notice, Muhammad Ali, he was a people's champion. And his mouth, yes, his mouth, yeah, he ran his mouth, but that was his pain, you know. He loved because that drew people to boxing. That drew people to him. You know, and without that, everybody wanted, even though they didn't like the way he talked or whatever, that drew people to him. And then they started to like him afterwards. Because they knew that is what made Ali who he is. And the same thing with me. I talk a lot maybe, but at the same time, being a people's person, I give all credit to the people.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't pay this way I look at it. If you don't pay to see me fight, I don't get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I say you make me who I am. God gave me a gift.
There you go. Okay, we got a question right here from Mad Chasper. Salute to you. He wants to know how important is to have a great trainer. Do you keep the same trainer throughout your career? Great questions.
No, you don't necessarily have to, but you can if you like. Everybody have a certain level in boxing that they can get to. When I first started boxing, I had a trainer from Mount Holly, North Carolina. Who trained me for a while, and but he taught me more how to slug as opposed to how to box.
Mm.
And so after my baseball season was over, I switched over to boxing, and my trainer was a police officer who's also a former who's also a boxer too, also. So he taught me the art of boxing.
Mhm.
So it's not always necessary that you have to keep the same trainer um, growing up. Sometimes you have to change up.
Are there any trainers that stick out in boxing today, or even like in the recent past that you think deserve a special shout out?
Oh, yeah, back in the day, it was Emmanuel Stewart,
Oh yeah.
Kevin Rooney.
Hmm.
Kevin Rooney who also trained Tyson and trained me for the title fights. Yeah, quite a few. I mean, man, so many trainers out there that deserve a lot of credit. Honestly,
Mm. That's all right. Now look at this picture. Look at this picture, champ. Can you tell us about that picture, please?
wait a minute. That picture,
Yes, sir. Yes, yes, people's champ.
it look good though.
Yeah, look real good. Look real good. Yeah. Yeah, I want people to know. They say, oh, who's
When I
that
see that
person?
picture, honestly,
Yeah.
honestly, when I see that picture, huh?
Yeah.
Now, when I see that picture, I see a man who gave his all for the people. And it wasn't so much about the belt, but I fought for the people. And that was, for when I say the people, I'm mostly focusing on kids to let them see that you can become anything you want to become if you're willing to put the work in. And that's what I try to let them see. Charlotte, I'm going to be honest with you. Here in Charlotte, they told me I never make it. I never become a world champion. But Bernard Taylor, he fought for the world title twice. And he from here out of Charlotte. But he didn't win it. I was the chief sparring partner. And both times he lost the title. He never won it. So they felt like because he never won it, that how am I gonna win it? And I said to him before, harder worker. I'm a harder worker. I can have all the speed in the world. If you're not willing to keep yourself in shape, and whatever, then you're no good. You're just a regular boxer. Any other question?
No, go ahead, Brother Bruce. You ask a question.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about the politics. I know you were you were one of the IBF champions. And a lot of people today they rate the IBF as one of the straightest organizations out there. I know it wasn't always like that. Now, but do you think it's confusing for the fans? They're looking at you. You were the IBF champion, but yet you weren't even rated in the top 20 of the WBC or the WBA. Isn't that confusing for the fans? Is that just politics as usual, or you think there should be a stop to things like that?
But believe it or not, I did get ranked. I got ranked, and then I became number one. I became number one for the U.S. title and number one for what it was. Basically, what it was, I was number two, but I had to fight. And who was it? Lewis Curtis for the U.S. title. I think I was number 2 or 3 in the world. I mean, in the U.S. to fight Lewis Curtis, who was the champion at the time, and I beat Lewis Curtis. That's how I won the U.S. title. Okay. Then afterwards, I think I was ranked number 1 for the IBF world title, and I think Miguel Maturano was ranked number 2.
Yeah, that's right after. That was right after Lewis Curtis.
Yeah.
Right. That's when I fought for the title.
But why do you think the WBA and the WBC didn't acknowledge you as one of the best bantamweights in the world at that time?
Again, goes back to what I said before. They had their picks.
Yeah.
They become buddy buddies with all these different trainers and managers.
Yeah. Right. Do you remember this picture? Do you remember this picture of People's Champ? You remember this picture?
Oh, yeah. That's right. And that's what made me.
Yeah. You know what I see this picture? I see a killer instinct. I see you killer instinct. You ready to work somebody up. That's what I see.
Right. Exactly.
I like
because
that.
Nothing is they underrated me for one. They really didn't believe that. They really didn't believe I can do what I did. So I proved them wrong. Now I will give credit to the IBF. Bob Lee and all his people with the IBF, I think they truly believed in me. That's why they had me fight after I won the U.S. title, and me fight for the world title, because I believe they truly believed in me. And they truly believe that I can represent the IBF in the U.S., period, as an American boxer.
Now, when you were coming up, champ, you were featured a lot on Tuesday Night Fights and on ESPN. Right. Now, all that's gone today. Is that hurt? I mean, that's hurting boxing, in my opinion.
That's really hurting boxing, because ESPN don't show boxing no more. Like they used to. I mean, the Tuesday Night Fights, man, that was the bomb. I'm serious. Everybody who likes sports wanted to watch boxing at the time. That's all there. I mean, I had to get home, man. Such and such fighting tonight.
Oh yeah.
I'm serious.
I know you are, brother.
Yeah, but
I was one of
it's
those
not
guys who used to fly home.
right. And I mean, there was times when what's that?
What can replace that today?
Honestly,
Or
I don't think
anything?
anything should really replace that now. The people not like they used to be there. They're so caught up in this world stuff, worldly stuff, and football. And football. I mean, I love football. And I love basketball. But they're just people they're not into the I won't say not into boxing. You have some people who like boxing, but a lot of people think that boxing is such a deadly sport. So they prefer to go to basketball or whatever.
Now you remember this picture, champ?
Don't I? Now you know what though, man? Check this out. Now, and believe it or not, that's the fight I was telling you about. That I thought I won when I fought Kevin Grove. And I thought I won that fight. And even he thought I won that fight. Believe it or not, he told me in the center of the ring, and you got me. I never forget that. He told me in the center of the ring, you got me, and they gave him the decision.
Okay.
Never forget it. Kevin Grove.
There's another one right there.
Oh man, that's my superstar picture, huh?
Yeah.
His picture, man.
You're on here. You shining. You shining, bro. You shining.
You taught me well, man. You taught me well.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, but you're fine, man. I'm not like any other boxer. But I mean, I really truly thank the people for acknowledging me, and thank God for giving me the gift that He gave me. And when I say, people make me who I am, I mean that from my heart.
Hey, Grinda, excuse me, Grinda, why don't you wrench up Mad Chad? Somebody timed him out, and he doesn't mean any disrespect on here, bro.
Don't worry about it. Got it. No, it's all good. It's all good. No, it's all good. That's how boxers. That's how boxers we talk. That's how boxers we talk. He was talking about. Chad was talking about the science of boxing. That's what he's talking about. So I know exactly what he's talking about. Okay. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Oh, good. Now, all love here, bro. Nothing but love in this room, man. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's
believe me,
all good.
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, now, but we're not going to keep you here that long. We're going to keep you. We want to borrow a few more minutes.
Yeah, I have nothing to do today. I finally have nothing to do today.
Okay. Now, and tell you, what's your lovely wife's name?
Linda.
Huh?
Linda.
Okay, you tell her to thank you so much for helping you get on to it. You show her our love for us, please.
I appreciate that, man. I really do.
Yeah, show her our love and everything. So let me make this announcement. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, the number one grinder, Real Talk. I'm with my brother Bruce Goes here. I want you to go subscribe to this channel. Also, Mad Chat Sports and Otto Williams. And that's right, we are talking to the former world bantamweight champion. And also he fought in the super bantamweight, the one and only, the people's champion, Mr. Kelvin Seabrooks. That's right. People say, dude, that sound like him. Yes, that's him right there. If you don't believe me, you can ask Bruce yourself. Also, you can ask people in the chat. That's we talking to one and only Kelvin Seabrooks. So we want you to welcome. But I want you to tell us more about the work because you're a security guard too, right?
Right.
Yeah, tell us more about the security guard and speaking of the kids about, please.
Being a security guard for the school system
Yeah.
gives me an opportunity to go around and speak to a lot of kids and try to keep them on the right track. I really, and I'm gonna be truthful with you. I didn't want to work at the high schools, because a lot of times right now, what you see in this world today, when kids get to ninth grade, high school, they start thinking they're grown, and they don't want to listen. But as a middle school kid, then there's a chance they'll listen to you, especially when they know your background, they know who you are. You stand a higher chance of reaching them. So that's why I wanted to do security for the school system, let them see me, somebody, who's there for them, not for the paycheck. And like with me, so that's what I've been doing lately. Honestly, I've been looking for a good marketing person who know how to market me to get me out there where I can be able to talk to kids and just go out and do my motivational speaking engagement and things like that. That's what the kids need to know, that they are somebody, but they have to believe in themselves before anybody can believe in them. Just like with myself, growing up, I had to believe in me before anybody else can believe in me. But like I told you, they say I'd never be a world champion never because Bernard Taylor never made it. But so they still like try to knock me down, so I had to prove them wrong and get out there extra hard to get where I got. And I proved myself, So now everybody running at me as opposed to running from me.
Hey, champ, do you remember the Tyree Jacob fight, man? Mad Chad just checked that out. That was the round of the year.
Jacob fight?
Yeah, can you speak on that fight a little bit, bro? Yeah.
Okay, Terry Jacob. Let me tell you something. Honestly, that was a heck of a fight. I remember I think the first round. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think he knocked me down, and then I got up and knocked him down. I think twice, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, but that was a hell of a fight. I really loved that fight. And that fight honestly made me feel more powerful. I think because I knew that was my first defense. And when I fought Terry Jacob, I keep calling him Terry, but it's Terry, TH. So fighting that fight, man, I tell you, I'm truthfully, he brought it out of me. He really brought it out of me.
And you fought that on foreign soil against an undefeated fighter.
I fought that on his soil. Yes.
And he was undefeated.
The thing was undefeated. They promoted the fight. That was in Cali, France. They promoted the fight, and for someone like me, it came in. The people fell in love with me. I fell in love with the people. At the same time, I knew I had to take care of business too. And I had no grudge or anything. It's a boxing world. It's part of boxing. I don't knock people. If you beat me, you beat me, okay? If I beat you, I'm hoping you take it can accept it. So I mean, all in all, I love that fight, man. I really did. Because that's what he really made me see myself. It made me want to fight harder.
Yeah, and you're bringing people to know you more with that fight. My brother Mad Chad just checked it out. Round of the year. I mean, you're gaining fans, and it's good to see, man. Because I'm going to be honest, man. When the grinder hit me up this morning, I said, yeah, I remember that bantamweight, but I had to go quick to Boxing Rec to check out some of your fights. And if I had more time, I could dig into my Ring magazines and find some of those stories. But man, it's great to hear you, Kelvin. It's great to meet you, man. And you are an inspiration, bro. You really are. Talk to those kids, man. Get them into the boxing ring, man. Get them away from guns and drugs.
Yeah,
you're trying to find a good marketing person who can market me, maybe. Because I mean, you don't know how much I love kids, man. I love them with my heart. I really do. I love it with my heart, and I would do almost anything for them. You know? But everything comes with a price too, So for kids, honestly.
Yeah.
Some are people's champion, but who are the people? You had to be a kid first, right? So you're grown up. For the kids.
Yeah, you know, people's champ. My late father was you was one of his favorite fighters. You know that?
Who was that?
My late father was one of his favorite.
I appreciate that.
My late father, yeah. He said, he fought one time because back then he used to fight regular TV and he checked out. We say, Kelvin Seabrooks. I said, I said I followed him. US Travel,
ESPN and all that stuff.
That's what people don't understand. Back then, the only cable channel you watching for boxing was only ESPN. HBO did not come yet. And also it was ABC. So me and Mark, we watched for your fights, man. And I'm gonna tell you, some of the fights you won. I'm letting you know that right now.
Thank you. Oh man, I'm gonna tell you something. I said the same thing.
You got jerked. And so you so I feel like he said he always said I like Mr. Seabrooks. I like it grind. Because my I'm originally from New York, but I live in Virginia almost 6 years. My father's from Georgia. My late father's from Georgia. He always liked to go. I said, I like that Seabrooks. That Seabrooks grind. I like that. Boy, I like when he put that punch in him. That's how he was. He said, I like that. He gets up and and I said, so
my right hand and left hook was the thing for me.
I can tell you one thing, every time you win, we get a good dinner. I can tell you one thing. So you make us undefeated in our household. but he's
I love you guys, man.
We love you too. We just want to give you the roses that you deserve, that you should been.
Yeah.
Because
so now I wonder what's taking them so long to put me in the Hall of Fame thing. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
But we gotta push that.
Yeah, well, I've been trying to push it, but they want to get back in touch with me.
We gotta push that. We gotta push that.
You're in my Hall of Fame, champ, guaranteed, brother.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, man. I really do, both of you.
On this channel, you Hall of Fame.
Hey, you my champ. You all are my champ.
Thank you.
Both of you guys are my champions.
Yeah, you are. Bruce, is there any more questions you want to ask before we close it out? And then after that, we're gonna ask the last remarks and stuff.
Well, man, I really didn't. I didn't bring any questions with me, but it was just so great to be here to meet Kelvin Seabrooks. Well, like I said, man, these are the real boxers. These are the guys who had to fight from day one. They had to stay away from the demons of the street. They had to get their ass to the gym. They weren't padded. There were no silk sheets. There was no shaman tissues, man. You guys are the warriors, bro. Hall of Fame fighters, man. And it was just an honor to be on here with you, Kelvin. I signed up to your Twitter, man. I hope to stay in touch with you, brother. I wish you nothing but good luck. You're inspirational, man. And anytime you want to get together, I'd love to talk to you, brother. Like I said, man, God bless you. You're an inspiration.
I appreciate it. You guys keep in touch with me.
Yeah, definitely. And also to any last remarks, brother Bruce?
Man, I think I just kind of let a few of them out there, Grinda, man. Just a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Arthur Williams, my brother Mad Chad out there. Anybody else that I didn't shout out, man. I know you had a couple of lovely ladies in here earlier today, Grinda, man. We're talking real boxing. It's what I love to do, and I appreciate it. And you know me, man, 24/7. Whenever I can be here, I'm here. And today was a great day and a great show. Peace out, brother. Peace out.
I got you good. I got you good, right, Bruce? I got you good.
Yes, you did, my brother. Yes, you did. Thank you.
I got you. Yeah. Stay right there, brother Bruce. And hey, brother, go ahead, brother C. Go ahead, brother. The last remarks, please.
I say it was good. I mean, I enjoy both of you guys. I enjoy both of you guys. I really did. So just keep your head on straight, stay focused, continue to do what you're doing.
Yeah, I just want to say this. It was an honor for me to have you on here. For me personally, you always been one of my favorites. Like brother Bruce, he could echo what I'm saying. Fighter, you're a fighter's fighter. You fight from the grit. You understand what it means to be a boxer. And I could tell you one thing: you one of the underrated defensive fighters too. I'd say that too. Fundamentals. Don't see that in boxing today, and it's an honor for me to have you here. It's the honor for me that the young audience would know what a real fighter is. And I thank you so much. I appreciate that you took the time and come here to tell about your experience and your continually fight for the kids and get them off the streets and do whatever you can. And you are a blessing. I just want you to know you are a blessing. And we want to give you the roses that you deserve right now. And we gotta do whatever we can to get you in that Hall of Fame because you belong in that Hall of Fame. You belong in the Hall of Fame. You put in the work, and you fought for us. And I just want to let you know we appreciate you. We love you.
I appreciate you guys.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys. I have one more thing I want to say too that a lot of people don't know. So, and I always tear up on this. And I'm sorry. I really am.
It's all right. It's right.
When I was 9 years old, when I was 9 years old, I was hit by a car, and I was paralyzed from my waistline down for a week and a half, and I was in a coma for 3 days, and they told me I'd never be able to walk again. But it made me fight even more. I guess you could say I've been fighting from day one. They were coming from the hospital bed to now, and I proved the people wrong, and I won the world title. So don't never say what you can't do, because if you have God in your life, you can do all things.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do, champ. We're gonna do something for you. We're gonna dedicate this live to your parents, to your late parents. How about that? I could do that, champ, people's champ.
You said that, man.
We're gonna dedicate this live.
I appreciate that.
To the people's champ parents. I could do that. At least me and Bruce, we could do that for you. And then we want to thank you again. Thanks. This is the last of the interview with my brother Bruce, the former world bantamweight champion. We got to get him to the Hall of Fame, y'all. The one and only Kelvin Seabrooks. We want to thank you so much to bless our day of your guidance, of your wisdom and grit, and thank us to give us a great boxing memories and also continuing memories what you doing for humanity. And we want to thank you.
I appreciate that. And God bless you guys.
God bless you too. And so this is the last one. I will be back tonight. I will do a chop up with 10 vows. That's 9:35 tonight. That's going to be on this channel. So I want you to watch out for that. But today, but enjoy the rest of your day. And just remember, when you practice righteous, you always a winner. And anything that we should learn from Kelvin Seabrooks, he's a winner. He's a winner inside the ring, and he's a winner outside the ring. And we can learn from that example. So salute the brother, the champ, Kelvin Seabrooks. Have a blessed afternoon, y'all.
You guys are my champions. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, God bless you.